Every Muslim is a terrorist. Every Muslim
Netherlands
is a
to
terrorist.
use violence in the name of Islam. While you are not willing to see that, you are in danger. See that, you are in danger. Violence in the name of Islam. While you are not willing to see Islam, if you are not willing to.
In today's world, being religious feels like you're committing a crime. People judge you, politics target you, and society often sees faith as outdated or even dangerous. But why is this happening, and why do we have actually such a wrong view of religion? Let's break it down. Well, to be fair, how many people do you personally know that are religious? You might have two answers. Or you don't know any religious people at all, or you know a lot of them. Which is no wonder, because out of the 8 billion people that lives on this living planet, 85% of them identifies with a religion. To give you a clear example, that is 8.5 or approximately 9 out of 10 people that are religious. Which, no wonder, is a lot of them. But if religion is this common, why does it sometimes feel like being religious is treated as a crime? Well, it's time for a little history lesson. Well, the first reason perhaps is the shift in society's view on religion. Back then, religion was once the backbone of society. For most of human history, religion played a fundamental role in shaping civilization. It influenced things like laws. Many legal systems were based on religious principles. For example, ancient laws like the Ten Commandments in Christianity and Judaism, Sharia law in Islam, and the Dharma laws in Hinduism. But also education. Religion people founded some of the world's first schools and universities in the world, which things like Harvard and Oxford started first as a religious institution. But if you, for example, see the first ever university built in the world, which is in Morocco, has also been done by a religious institute. But beside education and laws, it gave also things like morality. Religious teachings provided a moral framework, defining what's right and what's wrong for centuries of this world. In the last few centuries, major changes have caused people to question if religion's role in daily life is actually still important. Things like scientific advancements, discoveries like evolution, Darwin's theory, and then the Big Bang theory challenged traditional religious explanations of creation. But also things like industrial and technology growth. As society became more advanced, they relied less on religion institutions for guidance. But also things like globalization and cultural exchange. Exposure to different beliefs made people actually question if their religion was the only truth. In modern societies, personal freedom and self-expression are prioritized over religious traditions. But, and buts. Being religious is not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Many people misunderstand what it actually means to be religious. They assume it's just something people do on the weekends. You can do it, and if you skipped it once, it ain't the end of the world. Well, religion isn't just a belief, it's a way of life. Everything, and I'm talking to you, everything they do and breathe is dedicated to their religion. The way they eat, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they handle situations with who they're friendly with, and everything else you can think of. Religious individuals often make choices based on their faith, from what they eat to what they marry. To what they marry, to who they marry. It's their own way of self-expression and personal freedom. An often statement used against religious people is, "Religion oppresses woman." You probably heard that statement a lot, definitely when it comes to religions like Islam. It is probably the number one statement that people who hate religion use against a religion. But again, the way they dress is a self-expression of themselves and their religion. They are not oppressed. For example, in Islam, women wear the hijab for modesty, things like haya. It's called haya, right? Haya. I don't know if I'm speaking it right. Anyway, Islam emphasizes modesty for both men and women. So even if you still go by that statement, at least change it to religion oppresses women and men. So it's equal. Which is wrong, again. For example, in Christianity, priests and nuns wear specific robes or habits. Things like Catholic nuns wear veils and long robes, which again, in Christianity you have different ones. Modest clothing. Some Christian groups, like Mennonites, Orthodox Christians, or Amish, emphasize long skirts, head coverings, and conservative outfits. which again is done mostly by religious clothing, often symbolizes a commitment to God. Judaism is also one of them. Things like a kippah here, I'm so sorry if I cannot speak it right out. It's a small cap worn by Jewish men to show respect for God, but also things like tzniut is modest clothing. Orthodox Jewish women often wear long skirts, high-neck blouses, and head coverings, things like a wig. Again, they wear this as a respect for God. It's their modesty of laws. The Torah emphasizes dressing modesty, so therefore their people also do it. And so you have every religion and their way of dressing up and everything else. After all, if we look at modern society and ancient society, in the past, questioning religion was dangerous. It was something that was done. It wasn't something that was done every day. Like you could easily lose a head or two if you didn't believe in a religion. Today, though, believing in it openly can get you mocked or even criticized. Which, in my opinion, since when did we do this switch up? Like, what? If you look again at modern society, the reasons why religious people face hate are mostly the action of extremists, which is probably the number one reason. But alright. Unfortunately, some radical groups have given religion a bad name. People associate then religious individuals with the worst examples they are, which again, even though they are a small minority, people do it. A good example of extremists are terrorism, cults, or extreme religious laws makes as a headline, which leads to generalization, which again, at this point is a stereotype because it ain't true. Also, the hate against religion is sensitive, definitely because if your actions of just hate becomes into something way bigger in the past or perhaps the future, look at just World War II. It literally started by hating a religion so much from something as small as just hating, and it changed into something as big as a war and many deaths. But that ain't the only reason. Conflicts with modern values are also a reason. Religion often teaches traditional beliefs, but modern society is shifting in new direction, which create unbalanced opinions. This also creates tension, especially in debates about LGBTQ rights, for example, gender roles, and even science. Remember that everyone has their own way of self-expression and their own way of lifestyle in this world. If you want a little bit more of a peaceful life, if we learn to accept each other's belief and even the people who do not believe in it, if you are a person who goes by the statement that everyone can be whoever they want to be, make sure that religion is included. Because again, religion is a lifestyle and not a hobby.